All right, guys. Mentioned earlier, this is the flower bed. We're gonna make a big flower bed here. It's gonna be an E shape, okay? The back of the flower bed is gonna be 16 feet long, or about 2 16-footers. That'll be the back wall. It's gonna come out 8 feet. It's gonna come in 4. We turn back in. It's gonna be an E shape so that they can walk in there and pick the vegetables. So first thing I'm gonna do is build my back wall. What I did was got two 2x10 pressure treated 16-footers. It's gonna be my back wall. All right, I put 2 of them together, and the total width is about 18 inches. All right, so I made a bunch of blocks at 18 inches. And I want to fasten them so that these 2x10 stay together. Okay, to make that wall. All right, just like a form. We're gonna do form work. So got my I did the layout. Put them every 4 feet, and keep it flush to the top. Don't be afraid to use a lot of screws. Screws is what's going to hold this whole thing together. So you want to use a lot of screws. I'm going to go along. I'm going to fasten all these 2x4s with screws about every 2 inches apart. All right. All right. So I built the back wall. Put the 2x4s every 4 feet. With 2-foot spaces here and here. These are going to be walkways into the flower bed. You're going to understand this as I go on here. So, I got it rolled up. I got one of my sides. Like I told you earlier, it's going to come out 8 feet. 16 feet long. It's coming out 8 feet. Cut that 2x10 at 8 feet. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to fasten it to the 2x4 that we put in. All right. I did that so I get a lot of screws in there and keep it from pulling apart. So we built these. We built a lot of vegetable gardens for Worcester Common Ground. And what happened was, over the years, they started coming apart because we didn't use enough screws. Because once this is all built, it's going to be filled with soil, and the soil pushes against it. It has a lot of weight. So I learned over the years to don't be cheesy with the screws. Just add as many screws as you can. So when I put that 2x4 there, I'm screwing the 2x10 into the 2x4. Now I'm going to reach around and I'm going to screw this 2x10 into this 2x10 when I reach around here. And what I'm using is 3-inch screws. All right, the material here is 1.5 inches. Okay. And it's going into the other material 1.5 inches, so that equals 3 inches. And I had a lot of screws, like I said. Don't be shy on the screws. All right, so I got my 2 ends up, got the back wall up, I got my two corners up. Now, like I mentioned, it's going to be an E shaped. So it's going to be 4-foot garden here, 2-foot walking space, 4-foot garden, 2-foot walking space, 4-foot garden. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start here with the 4-foot wall here. All right, so I cut these exactly 4 feet. I do the same thing. Fasten right to the 2x4. I ran out of 2x4, so I started using 4x4s, which is fine. 4x4 actually works better. It's nice and it's a lot bigger, so it'll work perfect actually. Screw in. Like I said, you want to add as many screws as possible to keep this thing from spreading apart. Screw it into the 4x4. I can reach around now. I'm going to screw from the outside into this joist as well. Add at least 3 of them as well. Now I'm going to take the next one, stack it on top, and repeat the process. Once I finish this, go down that end and do that end as well. All right, so I got the 2 sides on. All right, my next part is to bring these in 4 feet. I want to make sure as I go along, everything stays level. I'm checking with this with my level all the way around. You notice that this is off the ground, probably about almost 6 inches. That's the high point of the, actually that corner over there is the high point of the land, okay? So I had to dig it down a little bit. Then I had to lift this end up way over here, about 3.5 inches. and I continued it around. We'll take care of all that after. That's going to be all filled in with dirt anyways. But you want to make sure that the flower box or your vegetable garden's are level. It just looks a lot better. You put a lot of time into this, and so you want to make it look nice, you know? So next step is to bring in the sides. So I'm going to screw these in, just like everything else, all right? Just make sure everything's flush and tight and square and level as you go. And we're just going to add the screws. I'm going to continue this process. Add another screw here. Add my top piece right here. Those 3 screws, make sure everything's nice and flush, you know, make it look really nice. Take your time. And once this is done, I'm going to go on that side and do that side over there. All right, so I got the side ones in. I meant to video this one here, but I installed this one here first, okay? It's an 8-footer, so it gives me equal space. Remember, it's 16 feet, okay? We got a 4-foot garden. It's gonna be a 2-foot walkway, a 4-foot garden, a 2-foot walkway where I'm standing, and then a 4-foot garden. So if you add that all up, that's 16 feet, all right? So my next step was to put this one in to support the top beam of this, all right? So I'm gonna go ahead and screw this off. And go over here and add, screw this one off next as well. So we'll start getting a picture of what it's starting to look like in a minute here. And I put in the last couple pieces. This all here is going to be filled solid with dirt. What I did was I wanted to tie the back wall into this to incorporate this, so that when I put the last couple pieces on right here for this garden, and the 2 pieces there, it locks it all into the back wall, so that back wall won't, over time, want to fall out because of the weight of the dirt that's going to be in there. So I just got a couple more pieces here. I'm gonna cut a piece for there, cut a piece for there, and a couple for under, and the face right here, and this will be almost complete. So we're getting there. All right, so my next step was to put this plate on. Put this plate on over here now. Line it up with the bottom one. Put some screws through. Put my square down, make sure I'm square. Put square right there. Put some screws right straight through. Through there. All right, what's left here? I put this piece in here. Get it over so it's tight. Some screws straight through. So it's all lined up nice and flush. Everything's nice and even. Put some screws straight through the back side. There. And repeat the same thing over on this side. And the same thing there. I'll put that one in the same way. Those all screwed in. There's 3 pieces left. It's going to be this face plate. It's going to go on the bottom and the 2 sides. So I'm going to start screwing this off. We'll do the same thing. We're screwing to the 4x4s, 4x4s there, and this way as well. All right, so that's the finished product. We got some nice areas to plant vegetables. Got myself a walkway where I can pick the vegetables, right? Walk around, get that side. So that's why I did these walkways, because you wouldn't be able to reach in 8 feet to pick your vegetables or pick all the weeds or whatever, you know? So that's why I made a little walkway all the way around and the walkways in between, all right? That's the reason behind that. So this is very simple to do. If this is something that you guys are interested in doing, let me know. I can give you a hand. I'll give you a ride. We go to Home Depot, pick up some materials. We don't have to do something this big in your yard, but you can do something very similar. You know, even if you did something 4x4 or 4x8 and just get your stuff growing. And it's a good hobby. It keeps you busy and teach you a little bit about construction too while you're doing it. You know, be proud about it and show everybody what you're capable of doing. All right. I finished the fence. I just realized I didn't get the gate on yet. So my last thing to do is to build the gate for the fence. That's the whole purpose of building the gate, is to keep the dogs on the other side. Say hi, Maya. This is Maya. Maya's my 9-year-old Shepherd Golden Retriever. She's been with me since day one. She's a good dog. So we're gonna get the gate built and then wrap it up for today.